How good are you at giving your partner head? Can your tongue send her into the world of blissful shivers, ecstatic moans, and earth-shattering orgasms? Or could your skills use some upgrading? Today I'm going to share with you 5 important principles of giving her great head. My name is Helena Lista and I make videos that help you have the best sex of your life. And in this video I'm going to share with you how to give your partner a mind-blowing oral experience. It's not only a good etiquette, but also a really good sexual practice to actually warm up your partner's body first. We typically tend to be in quite a lot of rush when it comes to our sexual experiences, and so we definitely don't appreciate enough things like holding our partner. And for a woman, there's something just absolutely magical about being held, about your strong masculine arms surrounding her and just embracing her for longer than a few seconds. When you give her that kind of extended hug where she can truly melt into your body, her entire nervous system will respond to that and she will truly and deeply relax. And that kind of relaxation, that kind of melting that her body will experience when you're holding her, that is so helpful for her when it comes to feeling a lot more pleasure in her body when you are touching her, and particularly when you're touching her with your tongue. So before your lips go anywhere near her gorgeous flower, her vulva, her vagina, make sure to just take her into your arms and just hold her, whether it's still standing up or maybe you're sitting down together on the couch, or maybe you're already lying down and you can just hold her in your arms in whichever position that works for you. From there you can move on to a bit of making out. That's also a wonderful way to prepare her body and to warm up her body before the oral. And while kissing her and making out with her, you can also start gently soothing her body by stroking her gently, lovingly, full of care, full of love and appreciation for her, for that beautiful woman you're holding in your arms. Doing all these things and truly preparing her body and warming up her body before you go down on her means that she can really lose herself in her pleasure and in her delightful experiences as soon as your tongue and your lips start touching her vulva and her genital area. If you go down on her too quickly, she might be still a bit tense or a bit stressed or a bit unsure about whatever she's got going on through her head, so she might be there still kind of being in her head and thinking about her day or something that she needs to deal with. And when she's distracted like that, she's just not gonna really feel the full pleasure that you're giving her, and she's not going to be able to get as aroused as she would have had you warmed her up before. But provided that you have warmed her up properly, and now after all the holding, kissing and stroking her, now you're going down on her. The next thing to remember is to make sure to keep checking in with her. The thing about a woman's body, and particularly woman's genitalia, is that the sensitivity of that genital tissue will keep changing depending on how she's feeling and how aroused she is. So if you really want to give her what she truly wants and desires when it comes to your oral touch, you need to be checking in with her, communicating with her. So yes, it's perfectly okay to actually lift your head and say to her, honey, how are you doing? Would you like this firmer? Would you like this softer, faster, slower, a bit more on the left, a bit more on the right, higher, lower? Or please show me with your hand where exactly you would like me to keep stroking you. There's really no point you trying to please her and pleasure her if she's lying there thinking, this is okay, but I wish he was a little gentler, or I wish he was just working more to the side of my clitoris, not exactly on my clitoris, because that might be potentially a bit too intense for certain women, especially if you do it too soon. And after she has guided you and answered your questions, then you can adjust your touch. And then again, it is a good practice to, after a while, check in with her again. How am I doing? Are you still okay? Would you like me to change anything? And look, ideally she's having an amazing time and she's loving it and she's just gonna say, no, this is great, oh my god, keep going. In which case, definitely keep going. But in huge majority of cases, we're really not that good at reading our partner's minds, particularly in the bedroom. So asking her for a bit of guidance means that you can give her a lot better sexual experience. Just one more tip here. When you are actually raising your head to ask her a question or to check in with her, it's a good practice to place your hand where your mouth has just been, so that she doesn't experience this kind of almost like shocking experience of no stimulation after the pleasure or the warmth that she was just feeling from the contact with your mouth and tongue. Another fun aspect of giving a truly great head is to stay connected to her. Because yes, potentially giving head could become a very disconnected experience. She's there lying down, losing herself in her pleasure, in her experience, or potentially in her thoughts. Hopefully not, but that can happen. So making sure that the two of you are staying connected throughout this experience can make a huge difference and will make a huge difference to her. Because for her to know that you are there with her, that you're enjoying yourself, that you're feeling connected to her, like that is gonna make a huge difference. Many women can have this sense of almost guilt about being pleasured, where she feels like maybe you're not enjoying yourself, maybe she's taking too long, or maybe you should just kind of cut that experience short because she's just not sure what's going on there for you. So you can let her know how you're feeling and at the same time keep that connection happening between the two of you. So for example, you can moan while giving her head. You can make sounds of appreciation to let her know how much you're enjoying and appreciating your experience. You can lift your head and look her in the eye, particularly if she is looking down at you, and giving her that kind of deep, significant, profound look of just love and appreciation. And you can also speak up and share words of love and care with her. You can say, I love it when you moan like that. Or I love the taste of your pussy. Or I could stay between your legs forever. Another important aspect of giving great head is the intensity of the touch that you are giving her. It is absolutely crucial to err on the side of caution, especially in the beginning. Start gently, more gently than you think. A woman's genital area is a lot more sensitive than men typically imagine or assess, which means that a lot of men give head in a way that is too harsh, too rough, too intense, and cause their partners discomfort or even pain rather than pleasure. So starting gently, slowly, and checking in with her, that is such an important way to give great head. And from there, you can start building as she is getting more and more aroused. And you will know that she's getting more aroused because she will be moaning, because her body will be moving and undulating with pleasure, because you will be witnessing and seeing the engorgement happening in her genital area, and because her vagina will start to lubricate. But then don't be predictable. Don't just go higher when it comes to intensity. Keep going up and down. It's okay to be gentle for a while again and sort of tease her while she wants a more intense touch. And then after a bit of teasing, you can give her that more intense, more full-on touch. And then you can back away again and sort of play like that, building up her arousal and her pleasure, and then backing away and teasing her for a bit. And once she starts getting close to her orgasm, it is important to stay the course and stay with the exact kind of touch that you were giving her when she started moving towards that orgasm. So when she tells you, oh my God, yes, like that, don't stop, you know that she is on that route that will take her to a climax, but you have to keep doing exactly what you're doing. A mistake that many men make is that when they hear her getting this aroused, they intensify their touch or they speed up their touch, and that just ruins it. No, what you were doing was working, so stay with that and keep going at the exactly same pace and speed and intensity. This last tip is something that not many men practice ever. But it is such a powerful one, and that is to add a sex toy to your oral loving. So one thing you can do is to insert either your fingers or a dildo inside of her vaginal canal while you are orally stroking her clitoris, her outer lips, inner lips, her vaginal opening, and the entire vulva. Another fun toy to use is a vibrator that you can place against her skin at any spot that you are not currently working with your mouth and lips and tongue. So you could place a vibrator next to her clitoris or on her clitoris while you're gently kissing and stroking her inner lips. Or you could be sucking on her clitoris while you're placing a vibrator on one of her outer lips. Or you can keep orally loving her vulva while with your hand you're taking the vibrator all over her body, all over those different delicious spots, like her tummy, her chest, her pubic bone, her inner thighs, her perineum, her anus, her buttocks, or anywhere else that she finds pleasurable. And if you would like even more powerful, exciting, amazing, pleasurable, and arousing ways to stimulate her, you should definitely check out my online course, How to Pleasure Her. And because Christmas is coming, the entire program is currently on special. So you can enroll in the entire course and learn all of the different techniques and practices at a discounted price. How to Pleasure Her is one of my most popular offerings, and I've received countless messages from men appreciating all the knowledge and skills that they got from this course. And I've also heard from a lot of women happy that their partners enrolled. So if you feel like there's room to up your game from good to mind-blowing when it comes to being a great lover, you'll find the link and the discount code in the description bar below.